Welcome everyone to another episode of A Business for You. I'm KBP, your host for today. Coming up is an exclusive club for educators offering franchises across the country. The various clubs, associations, forums for different professions and different age groups. Like we have clubs for businessmen, we have clubs for students, and we also have different clubs for bankers or etc. Do we have clubs for educators? I don't know, not many I'm aware of. Now this particular company we are talking about has pioneered that particular line. So they formed the first of its kind club which is exclusively for educators. Presenting SELIN Club.
I'm Shruti Verma, CEO of SELIN Club, world's fastest collaboration network for all the education stakeholders globally. After working 20 years in social sector with education projects, my mother, Dr. Sia Seth, founded SELIN Club. Scholars, educators, leaders, international network. All the education stakeholders, conventional or non-conventional, can be part of SELIN Club. SELIN Club offers numerous amount of benefits to our members. Collaborative networking, unparalleled networking, internationalization of education, recognition, awards, global exposure, professional and personal growth, and a lot more. After working in social sector for 20 years, Dr. Sia realized there's a very big gap in education sector. Education sector itself is very, very competitive within its own. SELIN Club has over 52 chapters in 20 countries and over 10,000 members. Now that we have established ourselves in 20 countries, we are looking to grow aggressively in more than 100 countries.
I am Dr. Sia Seth, worked in social development sector for 20 years in the area of education, skill development, women empowerment in India and African countries. SELIN is now looking for franchisee partners globally. We are looking for well-networked business owners or business owners from education sector as our franchisee partner. The franchisee fees is 10 to 15 lakh depending on the number of institutions in cities. A franchise owner can start 7 to 10 chapters in a city. Each chapter can have 50 to 75 members. Our members meet twice in a month where they connect, engage and acknowledge each other. Franchise owners can generate revenue through membership, license training and global knowledge sharing program. Payback period for franchisee owners is 12 to 15 months with minimum 3 chapters. We support our franchise partners to develop the educationist network and train them to conduct and organize events and also develop opportunities to leverage our global network.
Very interesting. It is interesting that unconventional education system can be a part of this club. That's something which I love. But to discuss this amazing business with us, we have a few panelists with us. Let me introduce Mr. G.R. Reddy, Mr. Runjun, Mr. Sunil Setia. Welcome to our show, guys. For the benefit of our viewers, we would love to know a little more about you. So please quickly introduce yourselves. We'll start with you, G.R.
I've been an HR entrepreneur for about 20 years. Run Hughes's, which is the first HR company ever listed on the National Stock Exchange. Helped more than 3,500 different businesses over the last 20 years. And also investing into the small startups, which has got a growth potential in the future.
Runjun.
So I'm an architect and interior designer. I'm a game-changing business coach, and I'm a global ambassador helping businesses get ready for investments and expansions, especially working with countries like Cyprus, South Korea, Uganda.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Sunil.
I'm a chartered accountant in practice for 25 plus years, and I'm also an investor, a serial investor, and I also mentor startups.
Thank you very much. what do you think this company is as a franchise? And also from another point of view, where if someone wants to take the franchise, what's in it for them? So let's start with you, GR.
So today's world is about network, and net worth is the net worth. And I think it's important for companies, not just only companies, but also in the education system. We need to have that kind of collaboration. And the collaboration can happen when you have a right set of ingredients and the team members who actually come together. I think as we hear about this opportunity, especially I think this is for people who can actually collaborate well and discuss about what can change in the future. So that's what I feel about this business.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you very much. Runjan.
So what I really like is the concept of a common platform that is so niche focused to things like scholars, educationists, leaders, but at the same time making it both conventional and non-conventional. So making the horizon really broad, creating a common resource pool, which becomes really important in terms of upgradation when you're trying to see how to learn more, how to gain more. So that itself, I think, is something fantastic, which is a need of the hour and something that really helps, especially the education market, whether you call it in the India or on a global platform.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Sunil.
What I like about this particular thing was out of the box. Who would have thought that bringing education as a whole, the whole ecosystem together, because that's a need of the hour. We need people who can think differently, and also that the best practices across the whole education system, across the whole world can be brought together. Correct. It's not just about the business, it's about the impact that this business can create in the whole ecosystem. Correct. So that's what I like about this business.
Absolutely correct. But when it comes to education system, I thoroughly understand. I want to pursue my post-graduation. I'll go to this university in this country, or I'll want to do my engineering or medicine. They're like very specific. Why is there so much of disparity? Like, why is it that education is so different in one city, one state, one country altogether? Why are we so choosy and picky? If everyone's able to share and have their best practices alike, our system will become all the more robust, stronger, and that can only happen when we communicate. Instead of treating ourselves like how she rightly mentioned, there is so much of competition within the, the sphere of education system. So if that is curtailed, and that can happen only when all of us communicate, all of us talk, and everyone in the system talks, there are a lot of best practices that are shared, like you said. So I think that's a great opportunity. Completely agree with you. So we'll move on to the second round now. So here are a few parameters which we believe will fit any business. We'll want you to attribute the ones you believe will fit into this particular business. So if you can please rise and put those tick marks for each of these businesses, we can discuss why you've done that. So let's do it. So that's the second company that's got a 10 on 10 this season. Awesome to see so many greens for this one, and I agree that it's a need of the hour, great company, great model, and an amazing opportunity for the entire education system to come under one roof. But I'll leave it to you guys to comment more on why we have so many greens for this particular company and why so many parameters you think are applicable. So please share a few pointers you have. So we'll start with you, GR.
So while there are many points, because of course it's been unique, and then so many points have already been covered. So rather I will just cover only 2 points, 3 points here. One is the uniqueness. I think it's a very unique approach to actually whole ecosystem that somebody is trying to create in an environment where it is all fragmented. That's the first thing. The second is, of course, is a business model in which that you're actually expanding the scope for this business to not just only a very few educational institutions as such, but I think the non-traditional area as well. I think that's the business model where it helps to multiply your network. Yes. I think that's very, very important. The other is a growing market, because I think there's so huge market. Even if you take in India itself, is so huge market. And when we're talking about a world, I think the universe is too big to really address. I think that's why I actually attributed an opportunity for anybody who's going to really take this franchisee.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, Runjan.
So I think you also shared, the whole getting it about 10 and 10 on 10 and why it is so key. I think all points are very, very valid, but two things which I really want to highlight. One is it's just been a year that this has been there, and being able to scale up to 10,000 members, getting to 20 countries, I think it's fantastic without really getting like a proper, support or that kind of awareness or that kind of a marketing in the country, okay, or even globally. So the potential of this, I think, becomes very, very key for somebody who's looking at becoming a part of it, because as we, sharing about it being unique, so it's a first mover advantage. Yes. So when you get into alignment with a first mover, you tend to profit so much more. So as somebody who's looking at investing, as somebody who's looking at becoming or taking a franchisee, again, would get very excited, because that really helps in terms of getting it to a next level and something that can lead to a lot of profits. So that is something which I really wanted to highlight about this.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. You're very right. Yeah. Sunil.
For me, first, the founder. The founder has a vast experience in this particular education system. And the fact that in 1 year, this particular business already gone to 20 countries. That means this is spreading really fast and really, really good and really big. Next is the investment. From the franchisee point of view, the amount invested and the return on investment, that's really important. How fast can you take the money out? So the whole business model and the way the money is to be put in and money coming back, right, for the investor, that's really important. So for me, as a chartered accountant, what I look at is how fast the money can come back to the person. And for me, it's a business model which is so unique and different, like everything. It's 10 on 10 for me, for sure.
Absolutely. We boast and claim of a country which hosts one of the oldest universities in the world. Let's start with that. As old as the Takshilas and Nalandas of the world, education system is very close to our heart. We claim, and we obviously are having one of the largest education systems. Like so many, but it's a widespread arena. Like he just said, it's so fragmented that you can't really claim that this is how our country runs in terms of education. But the more and more discussions we have, debates we have, more and more collaborations we have, there is a chance that we can bring some uniformity in which we can outclass a lot of nations when it comes to education. So we have some very bright minds in our country. We need the ecosystem to nurture those minds. And only education can do that. And if we can have and bring all of them to us, at least on some common consensus, somewhere I think as a country we'll all grow together. So this is a beautiful company and a franchise enthusiast. I'm sure will even from a business front, like you said, even on that front, I think they'll do great. So thank you all for your inputs. And for our viewers, here is the opportunity from SELIN Club. SELIN Club is opening franchises across the country. The investment required is 10 to 15 lakhs depending on the size of the city. With a minimum of 3 chapters with 50 to 75 members in each one of them, the payback period is around 15 months. One of the prerequisites is that the franchise enthusiast should be a business owner with an understanding of the education sector. To explore the opportunity, please use the contact information mentioned below. See you all in the next episode for another exciting business opportunity.